Okay, so the next question is from Peter, and he asks, when will I be ready to be in a relationship? How far must I have come in feeling good within myself before entering a relationship? Do I need to have it all together and be perfectly balanced before approaching another? Well, Peter, it's a good question. And again, I'm only going to be able to come from what you've written because I don't know any more information about this. What I can say though is this: to begin with, relationships are a spiritual practice, and often they are messy, they're not perfect, it's scary, you know, there's a risk of getting hurt, abandoned, and for stuff to come up. And let me just say straight off the bat, nobody's ever complete from the outgo before entering a relationship. But relationship can definitely be a process to help you get more complete quicker. It's the fastest spiritual practice, it's the most intense, and for those who are up to the challenge, they will find their awakened heart quicker through relationship than any other means. And therefore, there are two things I want to share with you. If you've waited to get into a relationship for a long, long time because you're waiting for that perfect partner or the perfect moment in your own life because you think, well, I'm not ready yet. After I've done this, then I'll be ready. Or when I'm complete with my parents, when I don't have any more issues with money, when I don't have any more issues with control, or when I don't have any more issues with emotion or pain or whatever that may be, then I'll be ready for a relationship. You're in a big, big trap. Avoiding relationship under the guise of waiting to be complete is one of the biggest defenses against intimacy there is. It becomes an avoidance strategy then of coming into our hearts. But of course we can justify it with our mind and say, no, I'm on my journey of doing this. I need to do this for me before I'm ready, etc., etc., etc. So readiness is never a feeling that happens before you enter a relationship. When you enter a relationship, then you know you're ready. So it's a retrospective feeling. A lot of people wait until they're ready before they do what they need to do. But they're waiting for that feeling of, okay, now I'm ready. But it never comes. It's just like perfectionists often are the worst people to ever get things done. They often procrastinate because unless it's perfect, they won't do it. So then they never start. So something to bear in mind is that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. So of course, it's better to not be completely ready, but go for it. And do your best and learn from that experience, and to wait until you're completely ready and then never do it. Yeah, just because that's likely to happen, to wait and to wait and wait. However, there's another side to all of this. Perhaps you've been in relationships and you've realized that in fact you weren't ready to really be in a relationship and you needed to go on your own journey, you need to go on your search. And then I think it's important that you take time out from relationship and actually go on a journey of internal discovery, to coming into your strength, your power, to find who you are, to go on like a sabbatical, to take yourself away from it all and go into nature and to really consider, you know, what is your life about, where are you going, etc., etc., etc. I think those are really healthy moments. But when those moments turn into years and years of trying to perfect this thing called us, we then lose the point because it's in the union of masculine and feminine through the divine intimacy that can occur that actually awakens us fully on this world. And a lot of people avoid that. They want to stay in their masculine perfect world of just trying to create this perfection over here, which can be uncluttered by feminine life force. And it's just an avoidance strategy. So what I would say is this: tune in and really find out, is your readiness really your lack of readiness? Or is it in fact some avoidance or some defense coming up in relationship to it? Now only you can know that. So you have to have that internal discernment to say, are you really hiding from intimacy? Or are you in fact on a journey of you discovering you? And how long have you been on that journey? And how long will it take before you are in fact willing to take the plunge and experience yourself in relationship, knowing that stuff will always come up, because you're never going to be so complete within yourself that you'll be able to enter into a relationship and be perfect at it. No. Your shit's going to come up all the time in relationship. It's going to happen. There's going to be times when you do it great, and there's going to be times when you don't do it great. There's going to be times when you're controlling and going to fall into addictive past patterns. That's just inevitable. And you're going to get hurt, and there's going to be fear of abandonment, and there's going to be defense, and there's going to be resistance. It's going to be all of that. Well, no matter how much you work on yourself, none of that's going to change. That's the whole point. The whole point of life is not to live in a perfect bubble where you're all healed and nothing can affect you. It's to live in an environment of chaos and realize that the chaos can't touch you because you're so present and living in a fearless place of your deepest masculine heart that you can be a light in the hurricane and that candle will never go out. And you can only practice that in a relationship. You need some resistance to get stronger. If you keep avoiding it, you'll never really know your own strength. You only know who you are in relationship to another, because ultimately we are just mirrors. So with that, Peter, I hope that makes sense. And again, if you like this, you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below, share it with your friends. And if you want to know more about our events, our Love Relationships and You events, or our Accelerated Awakening retreats, please go to loverelationshipsandyou.com or christianpankhurst.com. Take care, everybody. Bye.